on over.
Hey. Yeah.
All right, everybody. All right, so third episode of the Going Out podcast. I got my wonderful guest here, the beautiful Miss Jelena. A good friend of mine. We worked together for about a year, almost, like at 40-100.
Yeah.
Yep. But since then, since I've left, we kept in touch. And remained good friends. She's even worked for me one time for one of my bartender events at my company.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for her for coming here. Number one, couple firsts on this episode. My first female guest, so big round of applause for that. My first bartender on this show. So this show is all about everything with the nightlife industry. So I've had a promoter on for my first episode. Shout out to my boy Fat in the Hat. I've had my first DJ on. Shout out to my mentor, DJ HD. You know HD.
Yeah.
And now we have my very first bartender. Right? A couple other things she does. She actually does a lot. She's done a lot in the past in this nightlife industry. She also has a lot of aspirations for things she wants to do in the future. We talked about some business stuff that we had in mind, so we won't get into that yet, but we're going to say that when we get to the studio upstairs. So.
Yeah.
For y'all who have been tuning in with us, thank you again for joining our third episode. I wanted to start things off a little bit differently this time. Since a lot of y'all know me in the city as a bartender, right? I am a newer DJ. A lot of y'all probably didn't even know I was a promoter in my past, but a lot of y'all do know me as a bartender and know me as a very competent one, right? So it wouldn't be right if I didn't have some programming on the show where we actually made some cocktails, and that's what we're actually going to get into here, right?
I love it.
So I asked Miss Jelena when we were setting up the show, I said, what kind of liquor do you like, right? And she told me Casamigos Reposado. So I told her I was going to ask her, why she picked that liquor. Like, why is that your favorite, or what's your relationship with Casa Rep?
Funny enough that you asked, actually, because Casamigos is not my favorite liquor, but I do like Casamigos Reposado. If I'm gonna choose any tequila ever, it's definitely gonna be Reposado. Now it'll be Blanco if I feel like it, but as a bartender, I feel like we're not really opposed to any type of liquor as long as it's kind of in our favor, or even just like to try for the first time ever. Like there's no limit really to whatever that we drink. I feel like. My preference is actually vodka, but the majority of people that I'm around, especially in my age group, like tequila. So I just kind of drink. I don't want to say I'm a social drinker or anything like that, but if I'm around somebody and we get bottles of tequila, I'm not gonna go to the bar and pay for some vodka out of my own money. Yeah, right. So.
I agree when it comes to definitely social drinking, turning up, tequila is definitely a go-to. I started drinking tequila when I turned 30. And I joke with a lot of people. Yeah, it's crazy. I joke with a lot of people that, when I was like a young boy, I used to tell them, I should drink cognac and all that. And I jokingly say, when I grew up.
Hennessy.
Yo, the Hennessy.
I had to get off of it.
I know.
I'm 3 months clean off of Hennessy.
Yeah. So, but Casamigos was actually the tequila that I started with. I started with silver. Now I like Don Rep a lot. But
me too.
To be honest, so the reason I asked you that is because one thing I've noticed about Casamigos, I really feel like they've fallen off in terms of the quality, right? And I've heard other people say that before. So if you recall, and my viewers, y'all probably recall this, if you watch this show, you definitely like to go up, you definitely like to turn up. So during the pandemic, 2020, 2021, one of the most highly selling liquors out there was definitely Casamigos. And you remember what happened? It was a huge shortage.
Right, yes. Right. Yeah. And then the same thing happened with Don Julio though. Some months ago actually. Literally some months ago, last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think
I want to say this year.
Right, but I think what happened was when that shortage happened, however they were trying to catch up with the production and everything, I think they really started to slip on the quality. So, but yeah, that's my feedback on Casamigos. But still a good liquor. But I typically shy away from it because the last time I ordered some Casamigos Rep, it was not good. So
really,
yeah,
that's funny. I can't really compare it to anything because I didn't start drinking Casamigos till beyond the pandemic. like way after. I was on Patron if there was any tequila in my head before that.
Don't even get me started on Patron.
Except for Hennessy and Douce. Right, yeah, Patron. Oh Lord.
I know.
Those are, I don't even. I forgot where I'm at. I can't say everything I want to say.
So let's get to this drink. Let me get my little jigger over here. So there's 2 cocktails that we're going to make today. Now, admittedly, one of them I have made before. That one is called the Mexican Firing Squad. It's pretty good. It's delicious. But the other one I haven't made before is called the Rosalita. So we're actually going to make both of those together. But I figured we could at least start with the one I haven't made yet. So, sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
So a little bit about this drink. This drink is called the Rosalita, and it's actually named after Bruce Springsteen. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jersey boy. You're from Jersey.
Right.
Right? I'm from Jersey. So we're going to get into that. But that's really all I know. I just know it's sort of named after that song. And I got this drink from Luis Ferrandis on YouTube. So this is actually a new cocktail I haven't seen before. So,
okay, so shout out to Luis.
Shout out to Louis.
Yeah.
We're going to be making it for the first time together.
Great.
All right. So here's the recipe. So we're going to start out with some lime juice. I got some fresh squeezed lime juice here. And we got our shaker. Shout out to Barfly equipment. And we start with 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. Just going to pour that in there. Drop that in my tin. Okay. And then next part of the recipe is same amount of agave syrup. Now I have 2 types of agave syrup here. I have agave organic and the raw, and I also have the light agave syrup. But I think for this one, I'm probably going to go with the sweeter, heavier agave and the raw. So we'll try that out and see what that.
I've never had raw.
You never had raw. Or you talking about the agave and the raw?
I've never had this one,
Okay.
this agave raw.
Hey, all right.
First time for everything.
Agave and the raw. I'm about to put you on.
Okay, teach me some.
Next, we have 1/2 ounce of Amaro Montenegro. See that with the label out here. Very good Amaro. I've actually never had Amaro Montenegro. So you were telling me you tried it one time at Sticks and Beans, right?
Never again.
So tell the audience what you thought of it. What was your initial reaction to trying this?
It's very bitter. It's definitely one of those liqueurs meant for cocktails specifically, and that is it. There's absolutely no reason for anyone to ever try it by itself. Unless you're just trying to get a taste test and see how it is, but I would never do it again. There's a lot of things in life that I would try once and never do again.
We should make a bet, and if you lose, I'm gonna have you try some again. We're gonna figure it out.
Okay. All right, what kind of bet?
I don't know. When I get inspired when it comes to me, I'll let you know. And then we're going to finish it off with 2 ounces of our Reposado tequila. In this instance, we are using Casamigos Reposado. All right. Now, before we shake this up, I do got some salt here. And it wouldn't be right if we didn't have a tequila cocktail without some salt.
Right.
So I got my Mexican shirt on today. All right, matching, kind of fitting the theme.
Yeah.
Shout out to Riot Society, one of my favorite clothing lines.
It's definitely a nice shirt.
Let me just use this lime wheel in order to put some salt on here. I'm just gonna save that right there because I'm gonna reuse that.
Those are some nice, even lime wheels.
Yeah.
Good job.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
I was like, Jelena's coming up, but I gotta have some nice lime wheels, so can't be fucking up the lime wheels.
Can't fucking lime wheels around
Embarrass
me.
myself, exactly.
Yeah.
Pow. All right. Now, last step, obviously, ice. Fill that up. I think it should be enough for my double old-fashioned cocktail glass. All right. Shake it up. Now this is going to be a shake and dump. I'm not going to strain anything. We're just going to dump this ice right into the glass.
Just dump it in.
We'll have a nice swaggy shake there. Get all that goodness in there, baby. All right. All right. pretty good. Decent wash line, and I think I'll just put this lime wheel right there. All right, I'm gonna get you a straw.
Okay. I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
Okay.
Try it. All right, I'm actually gonna bring
Now,
this
don't
over.
let this be one of those I'll try and never drink again.
If I like it, I'll try it again.
I'm kidding.
Now, I'll be honest, I don't make cocktails over here like I used to, but
That's okay.
definitely. All right, so let's see. What's your initial reaction? Is it sweet? Are you getting bitter notes?
It actually reminds me of like a more upscale margarita.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's actually really good. Yeah. No, seriously.
Try some of yours.
I would drink it again. 10 out of 10.
I do like it.
And that's coming from someone that actually doesn't really. I don't drink a lot of cocktails when I'm out like that because I don't drink for the flavor. I drink for the effect. So I like it. Yeah, I would drink it again, especially on like a Taco Tuesday for sure. Yeah,
For sure.
definitely a Tuesday
I'll
type
go
of
ahead
drink.
and make myself one while we're standing here.
You
So-
can. I'm probably not gonna drink all this. You can have.
Cool.
the-
One thing I will say though, like tequila cocktails, I feel like are a little bit harder to come by, right? At least I
Yeah.
feel like. You need a napkin?
You can see that. It's
I got
okay.
you.
I'm not perfect now.
But you really don't.
You said tequila cocktails,
I feel like yeah.
especially for reposado.
Exactly.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like.
Besides, like your basics, like your margaritas, your tequila sunrise, your palomas, every once
Right.
in a while, it's kind of like.
But even those really, reposado just does not favor those type of cocktails. I personally can't really drink tequila reposado with orange juice or even like pineapple. I just would much rather drink it by itself or even like Sprite or something. I'm pretty simple when it comes to drinks coming from a bartender, which is very surprising.
Me too. Whenever I go out, I mean, I don't know when's the last time I ordered a drink for me, but
We do this for y'all. We don't do
Right.
this for us.
exactly,
Right.
facts.
Yeah.
Definitely for the content, definitely for the audience. Trying to show y'all something, a little bit of twist on tequila.
Yeah.
If you don't want to just make like your regular margarita, palomas, and all that.
Right. Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah.
This is good.
It is, right? Good job. You did that.
Appreciate you.
Go stab. Go stab.
All right. You think you got the stomach to try the other one? Mexican firing squad?
Absolutely. Is it spicy?
No. I mean, it doesn't have the amara in it, so you're not going to have those same kind of herbal notes. This was actually sweeter.
Okay.
So it's just lime juice, grenadine, tequila.
No sweet drinks?
And-
I'm not a huge fan of, but I will absolutely try it. You know, it's funny.
It does take Angostura bitters, though.
Okay.
Some bitters are on it.
Have you had the jalapeno Casamigos?
It's a Casamigos flavor, or is it infused?
It's a fucking flavor.
They
Like
make it like that?
Yeah.
No,
I just had it the other day.
Is it new?
I don't know. So I got it. My dumbass. So when I go to the liquor store, if I see something that I feel like is limited edition or it looks different from the original bottle, I'm gonna get it. So I got it and it was cute. And my friend looked at the bar like, "Why'd you get jalapeno Casamigos?" And I was like, "It's jalapeno."
Oh, you didn't know?
I had no idea.
Oh,
It was just a
shit.
really pretty bottle. It was really cute.
It's really good?
Yeah, it was actually not bad. I tried it expecting it to.
We good. All right, now we're back. Drink number 2. So this one I actually have had before. And I first discovered this drink on one of my favorite YouTube channels. Shout out to Educated Barfly. When I was starting my bartending business, I was actually doing this thing where, well, I attempted. I didn't make it all the way, but every day for a year, I tried to make a different cocktail. And I actually did it for about 8 months until I kind of ran out of steam and work got kind of busy.
Every single day.
Every single day, I made a different cocktail, which is how I was able to build up this bar inventory because at certain points, I wouldn't have something. I wouldn't have a particular kind of liquor, base liquor or liqueur or anything. So I kind of just had to get stuff one by one. But throughout that journey, Educated Barfly was one of my best resources. Shout out to him. Steve the bartender also has a rendition of this on his channel. Shout out to him as well. But last time I looked up this recipe, I actually looked up Anders Ericsson on YouTube. So shout out to Anders. We're going to make the Mexican firing squad. Now this one is a little bit on the sweeter side. Only a couple ingredients. So we're going to start off with 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. So I got my fresh squeezed lime juice right here. Just going to throw that in there. 3/4 of an ounce in the bottom of our small tin. Next ingredient is grenadine. Now this is store-bought. I know a lot of haters out there are probably gonna say, oh, you should make your own, but shit, we don't got time for that and all that crazy shit. Well, I've actually never done it before, so. You made your own grenadine? Well, she's already put me on like the rolling of the limes. Apparently when you're supposed to squeeze your limes, you're supposed to give them a little roly-poly first, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, I try to tell people that you have to roll the lime a little bit to squeeze it to get the lime juice flowing, you know, within the lime and whatnot. A lot of people don't really know that, and then you waste a whole bunch of limes making fresh lime juice.
Makes a lot of sense, but
Right.
I mean,
but
again,
no one really thinks of that when you're.
I don't think anyone has ever heard of that or known. But then again, we all have a range of experiences, right? So tell us in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely, that's true.
Tell us in the comments if you've ever rolled your limes before squeezing them. All right. 3-4 dashes of Angostura bitters. I'm going to just do 3, just for the sake of being on the conservative side. You think so?
You know, grenadine is predominantly made of pomegranates.
Yes.
So you just gotta kind of, but you have to let it sit overnight if you do decide to ever do it.
So you've actually done it before?
Marinate.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish off with 1.5 ounces of Reposado tequila.
Never again.
That's too hard.
No, I just don't feel like doing all that. I don't make enough cocktails at home to just casually let pomegranate sit overnight and me potentially forgetting about it.
True.
So, yeah, that part.
All right, so we're gonna put a big rock of ice in our glass. This is a chill glass, but we got one big solid rock of ice. We're gonna get a little ice in here. And we're gonna shake and strain over this big fresh rock. All right. I think that's enough. All right. Get some of those drips in there.
Wait, so that was it?
That's it, yep. Just those ingredients.
And this was called a Mexican what?
Firing squad.
Firing squad. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna put another lime wheel on here. Nice thick one.
Just thick ass wheel.
All right.
Okay.
Let me get you a straw. Wait. Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot I brought them over here.
It's okay.
Losing track of stuff. All right.
Hey, you want me to try first? Okay.
It's a little more limey.
It is very limey.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Better
bad.
than you expected. I think it's a little more refreshing though than I would have thought otherwise.
It is. I would have preferred it this way than more sweet because I don't like sweet drinks. I do like this bitters though. I put it in a lot of my drinks just because of the cinnamon. I like it. I do like it.
Yeah. I was expecting like to taste more of the grenadine, but again, that could be a factor.
I did too, actually. But
could be a factor of what what the haters might say. We should be making our own grenadine. So I don't know. Maybe that's got something to do with it, but
now you should know this is still sweet. This grenadine is fairly sweet.
It is. Yep. Only 3/4 of an ounce. It's right on the money, I think. All right.
It's good.
Good.
I would rate it.
You would give it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Hang on. I should do this before.
I mean, it's not my recipe, so.
We're trying these drinks from Stefan. We're going to rate them 1 through 10. I should do that before we started.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. I like it. I rate it a 7.5.
7.5?
Yeah. Now, the last one, 10 out of 10.
The last one was 10 out of 10.
The last one was indeed a 10 out of 10.
It was the Amaro.
More than likely.
And,
yes.
Or the agave nectar and the raw.
You know,
I think that was it.
You should try that maybe next time.
So
but
I
if
do
this is a
use
specific recipe, then, you know,
it
of
was.
course.
It was very specific. But I do use this in quite a lot of things. But yeah, definitely. Actually, I can't make it today. But I'll make it for you one day. Okay. Or if you're ever back on a podcast. One of my favorite drinks is called the grapefruit julep, and it's a vodka cocktail. So when you said vodka, I was thinking to myself, so actually, we were talking about tequila and how it's a lot harder to come across cocktails that are tequila specific. But I found that throughout my journey that I was doing, my whole 8-month, 1-year attempt of making drinks every day, there's a ton of vodka cocktails. I mean, I think out of all the cocktails I made, there's more vodka based than anything. But one really good one that does take the agave nectar and the raw, that also takes vodka is called the grapefruit julep. Okay. Very good.
You know, vodka's been such a popular drink since way before tequila became a trend. Yeah. Technically. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just vodka being the way it is, coming from someone that's a professional alcoholic, vodka doesn't have that much of a taste.
Right. So I think that's the key. But this one has the agave syrup, also has grenadine, so it actually takes both of these. Yeah. Lime juice, 3 ingredients we got here. Vodka, which we do have, but what we don't have is mint, which you kind of shake it with the mint in there, right. And grapefruit juice. Right. I don't know a lot of people that just casually have grapefruit juice. Right. Yeah, I'm not a fan of grapefruit juice, but I would try it. Yeah, I'm not a fan either, but that cocktail, one of my favorite. When I have made it in the past, I've always consistently gotten good feedback with that one. So, again, maybe future episode, we're gonna go do the grapefruit julep. So yeah, I remember that. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna set up upstairs in the studio. We're gonna take the rest of this episode up there. And it is shot o'clock. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna get right before we get up there. All right. It's good though. I do like it. No, it's not. I'm gonna back it up a bit because I breathe pretty heavy. Okay. Go ahead, talking to it. Make sure I pick you up enough. Can you hear me? Yeah, that's good. Okay. Cool. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're upstairs in the studio now, officially. Mm-hmm. If you was watching the beginning part episode, you saw us downstairs getting into some action, making a few drinks. So everybody just get to the rest of the interview upstairs. Let's go ahead and remind the people what we're drinking. What you drinking over there? Casamigos. Casamigos. I like that name. I like that moniker. Now, I still have to try this. This Herradura? Yeah. Okay, you want to try this first? I do. That's why I wanted to bring the shot glass up here. But I can potentially put it in some. Nah, I'm out of ideas. Yeah, I might go and get the shot glass. No. Okay. I don't feel like doing it, though. I mean, I can run and get them. Are you sure? Yeah. It's no big deal. I got you. What are the chances you're going to be bothered? I'm not going to be bothered. Trust me. You're my guest. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and pour yourself a shot. Let's pour us up. Okay. Get to it. So, Jelena, tell the people where you're from. So, I'm originally from Jersey. What part of Jersey? I was actually born in Hackensack, but I was raised in Patterson. Hackensack, that's right. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, I was thinking Asbury Park for some reason, but that's like...
What? That's very specific.
I don't know why I was thinking Asbury Park. I don't know if.
I don't know anybody from Asbury Park.
Nah.
Nah.
I do remember you. I remember you from Jersey, but I guess I
Right.
forgot you from Hackensack though. I knew it was like, but Hackensack's actually not that far from like, this is like Newark and shit though.
No, it's not. It's probably like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes to the bridge, probably another 15, taking the bus, then potentially a train, depending on where I'm going.
So
but,
that's-
I mean,
That's close to New York though.
it's close enough, yeah. It's definitely close.
So, what was it like growing up for you up there before you came here? First off, when did you come to Charlotte?
I came here really young, actually. I've been here about 13 years, give or take, 13,
Really?
14. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you would say that long.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you now? Go ahead, tell the people. Don't be shy.
Take a guess. Take a guess before I answer.
So, if I'm trying to remember what you told me when I was working with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably maybe a year or two ago now. I would say you're like 27 to 28.
No.
Younger?
Mm.
Really?
Mm.
So I was overestimating.
You are, but everyone does.
So you're 25 now?
No.
Older?
No.
You're younger than 25?
Mhm.
No way.
Yes way. Yeah, I'm fairly young. Mm-hmm.
Wait. So did you tell me you were a different age before?
Never. I don't
Okay,
lie
I
about
must
my
be really
age.
getting confusing because at first I
No,
thought you
I
some
mean-
Asbury Park.
Yeah, right. You must be. You got me confused
must-
with different
I must be too young.
women.
Don't make me sound like that.
No, because I want to say.
Oh, so okay. So you're like 24 then? 23, 24?
I turn 24 next month.
Oh, you're 23. 24
July.
next month in July.
Yep, July.
You're Cancer.
Mhm.
Oh, you're Cancer, baby.
Yeah.
I like Cancers.
Aren't you an Aries?
I'm a Libra.
Libra, right?
Yeah. October, baby.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, my brother's a Cancer. Remember my brother? He used to work there. He worked there for a little while.
Right.
Right.
You are right about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My daughter's a Libra too.
Y'all are emotional. So
Who,
emotional.
Libras? Nah. I mean, I feel like we're the realest though, but I mean, I fuck with Cancers a lot though. I mean, I never had like any like real
Mm-hmm.
problems, issues with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right.
coming from Hackensack, tell me like, so when you got down here, that was 13 years ago. So you was pretty much a teenager. How'd you get into like the nightlife industry, right? Because you bartend, we know that, but you also used to do a couple other things.
Right.
So you want to share, kind of want to give a rundown on your resume to the audience?
Not my resume.
Mhm.
Sure. So I started off in the nightlife fairly young, and it wasn't intentional, but I have somebody in my life that I like to call my brother. That a lot of people know him as BBS. He makes jewelry, and that's a family thing of his.
He does it out here?
He does, yeah. He like him and his cousins. His father owns a shop. Well, used to own the shop that they used to do the jewelry out of, et cetera, et cetera. So, point being, we used to go out all the time. And reminder, I'm like 15, 16 at the time where I first started going outside, being at Onyx and just being at like the Trap before it became whatever it is now. Where else
When
we
you
used to
say
go?
the Trap,
Candies.
do you mean like the Trap in general? Or is that like, was that like
No,
a
that was
venue
literally the name.
of a venue?
Yeah, it was the name of a club. It was right near Onyx.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was literally called the Trap.
So what kind of crowd was it like? I mean, I could pretty much read into the name and
It
like
was
very
It was white ghetto.
white ghetto.
White ghetto.
What's white ghetto?
I don't know. It was white ghetto. I don't know how to explain it. It was a mixed crowd, but it was like it was ghetto, but it was like you're getting the black crowd that is somewhat used to being around white people, but then the white people that seem like they like grew up around black people, if that makes sense. So it was white ghetto.
Damn. So you was 14, 15?
No, not 14. No, I was like 15.
15.
At first I was 15, but then 15, 16. 16 was when I first started going to Onyx, but then me and him, so I'm so young at the time,
Mm-hmm.
I only was able to get into a select few of places going
Mm-hmm.
out. Onyx being one of those places. I forgot the name of the place that Compound used to be, where it was lit during CIAA weekend.
Oh, wasn't it called like Graham Street Station or
It was
something like?
something like that. Yes, it was something like
Yeah,
that. That was where I used to go
Mansion,
to.
maybe.
No, I don't think it
Nah.
was that. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't remember. Somebody tell me. I don't
Uh,
remember. But that was one of the first places that I ever went to growing up too. But this was my first CIAA weekend.
mm-hmm.
But I was 17, my first CIAA.
Okay.
So it was there, and Onyx 2 was where I went to at the time.
Wait, so
Now,
how was you getting into these places? Because it is like, did you know somebody or?
VBS.
Oh, so you were just
Shout out
plugged.
to my brother.
Okay. So your brother took you out a lot, kind of got like your face card out there, and
Mhm.
people just kind of got to know you.
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
And at the time, I just felt I was just a regular person. Like I am now. I feel like I'm fairly humble to an extent.
Right.
I'm just a lot more confident than I used to be. I never thought I was really, I guess, attractive like that back
Mhm.
then until I started getting a certain amount of attention and by the people I was getting that attention from.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of showed me that I guess I could be out here in this limelight.
Right.
And even being out there, I don't want to say he influenced me into dancing, but being in that type of environment, it showed me that the type of attention that I'm getting and where I'm at right now, I feel like I would just do good here. I feel like I would make a good amount of money, which I did when I was dancing.
I got you.
So I guess that's how I started.
Wow. So you started dancing, but like, how did you what was the one experience in your mind that you could remember was like, oh damn, I really do got it like that, where you realized that
Seeing
you
other
were
women,
baddie.
seeing other women my size dancing. Because when I ever thought of stripping, I always thought of women like, thick built body
Super
bitches.
thick.
Like, like super thick women. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought that my body type belonged in that industry until I started seeing more slim women dancing. I was like, oh, so we are here. So we're accepted here. I never knew that.
Yeah.
But I'm young at the time, so I don't really know these type of things. So I actually started stripping when I was 17, but I had a fake ID. So
You got a fake ID.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask, like, how old are you supposed to be? 18?
Mhm.
I guess that makes sense.
But in Florida, you can be 16.
In Florida.
hmm
Did you live down there at one point, or?
No, I used to dance there too. I used to dance in Miami and Tampa.
Oh, so you just like fly out there?
When I was making a substantial amount of money.
Okay, so hold on, wait.
Okay.
You gotta walk us through the steps on how you got there, because you didn't just go straight from Onyx to Miami, right? That's probably just like.
No, my first strip club I danced at was Candy's. Little small ass hole in the wall Candy's.
Are they still open?
They are still open.
Cause I hear about Candies.
It be lit sometimes.
I ain't gonna front. The only strip clubs I've been to out here is just Onyx, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think, like, what are the other ones? I haven't been to Playground. I don't think they're still open no more. Oh no, I lied.
I went there one time, I believe.
Yeah, I actually forgot. Uptown Cabaret. I went there like once or twice, but I forgot why I went there. I think I just met some girl that was there one time.
Oh,
but
so you might have just knew somebody. No one's just gonna casually go to Uptown Cabaret.
I don't. See, I'm not even like a real casual like strip club goer, to be honest.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and like I love shorties. I love beautiful women, but for some reason, just like I just never got into like the strip clubs. It was never like that appealing to me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everything is just a facade. Like, if you're not going to really show out like that, there's no reason for you to go.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those older, creepy men that kind of just wants their dick ripped upon, because they're not getting it anywhere else because they can't.
Damn.
Literally, yeah. It'd be like that, though. It's okay. It made us money, so
That's probably most of the industry, though. I mean, most of your patrons, right? At least like your regular everydays that come in there.
Well, no, not necessarily. It depended on where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
Like at Candy's, absolutely, because they have the regulars type of crowd. And when I was at Ace of Clubs in Atlanta, it was kind of the same way. Like they had their regulars, that always would come in and just get like a few dances from their select few strippers that they liked, and
Right.
same with Wax. Actually, same with Blue Flame too. They would have a lot of regulars.
Damn, you danced at Blue Flame?
Yeah, I hated it.
I know about Blue Flame. I went to Blue Flame once.
I never would go again. I mean, I don't dance anymore, but I still wouldn't.
Right. Well, you know, I went to school in Atlanta. So,
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I went to Clark, Atlanta. Shout out to CAU. Ow. But so as I mentioned, I was never really a strip club dude, but I felt like my introductory into like a strip club experience was definitely in Atlanta. So
okay. Now that's where it's at.
Yeah. So you danced around in Atlanta a little bit. So do you know about like Queen City? I don't know if that's still open.
No.
Queen City was hood, ratchet.
Nah, I didn't know
West
anything
End.
about like the hood ass, except for Wax. Wax was probably like and Ace of Clubs was probably like the most hood.
I feel like Blue Flame was kind of.
It was ghetto, but you had like ballers in there.
Yeah.
For it to be so small.
That was T.I. shit, right? I think T.I.
I think so.
Yeah, Blue Flame. Or it might have been Body Tap. No, I don't think it was Body Tap because I've been in Body Tap. Body Tap, Strokers.
Yeah, Strokers.
Strokers is dope. I've been there.
I didn't dance there though. I went there before, but I never danced there.
But you danced at the Onyx in Atlanta?
Now, see, I only danced there for one day. And reason being is because you have to have a dancing license in Atlanta. But I lived in Atlanta for a year, barely a year. And I just didn't really see a point in getting my license, really. Especially with the places that I was dancing at. They didn't really care too much. They would charge me an extra fee sometimes, but not all the time because I was going there as a regular or whatever. So it didn't really matter to me. But the point being, the Onyx there, they were pretty strict about that. So they only let me dance there for one day.
Right. So it was kind of just like under the table kind of deal, like when you're doing it? Damn. All right, so you started in Charlotte, spent some time in Atlanta. How'd you make it to Miami, though? And tell us about that, because I'm pretty sure that's like top level, right? You probably had some of like your best nights there. Huh? I mean, give us the juicy parts. Give us like the craziest night in Miami. Yeah. Go ahead. Dig deep in there. See if you can pull that out.
Oh, man. Wow.
Any athletes?
You know what? Yes, actually. So I remember this was when I used to dance in Miami was when I used to also have OnlyFans. That's when I was on OnlyFans pretty heavy.
Really?
Yeah.
So you had OnlyFans?
I did have OnlyFans.
Did it work out or?
It indeed worked out. It
kind of stopped.
None of that is my life anymore. So I just choose not to do it. I can if I really wanted to, especially, I'm young and if I really want to do that. So I can't. But anyway, Miami, right.
Yeah.
The week I was there.
First off, what clubs were you at in Miami?
Now, honestly, I danced. So my first place dancing in Florida, period, was Tampa. Because they're very accepting of us slim women. And I was way skinnier at the time. I'm skinny-ish now, but I was skinnier like this.
Really?
Yeah, right. If you see pictures, you'll be like, oh, yeah. Like,
I feel like I've seen some.
I had no breasts, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, nothing. That's why so many people ask me if I have gotten my titties done, because like they just came out of nowhere. And I get it, but yeah, I had no titties.
All natural?
Wow. Yeah, it just came out of nowhere.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
Pop one
You look
day.
good.
Yeah, woke up like, damn, I got titties.
Woke up like this.
Yep.
Period. So yeah, you're on your story in Miami.
Right. So I had to stay there for a week. This was
Tampa. I'm sorry. We're in Tampa. My bad.
No, this was actually in Miami. The story that I'm telling. This was in Miami.
Okay.
I had to stay there for a week because I was getting my teeth done. When I got my teeth done, was in Miami too. And during the pandemic, for whatever reason, they didn't want us going in and out of the state while we were getting our teeth done. So my evaluation and I forgot what it's called, when they had to like shape my gums or whatever it was. So that was on like a Monday. Then my actual procedure was on a Saturday. So I had a day for that and stay for that entire week prior to my dentist orders.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't anything I really wanted to do. But while I was there, I was like, I might as well work a little bit. I guess I'm not really doing anything else. So I worked a little bit. And that was my very first one night stand. Was in Miami that week. Yep, when I got my teeth in. Yeah. 100% worth it. And I swear, I hope he does not see this.
Wait.
I swear, because look, the next day, right? Oh my God.
Can you name drop?
Hell no.
No?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so.
Because I don't remember. I really don't. And I guarantee he would be mad. But it's okay, because we don't talk to this day, so it's whatever. So, we did what we did. This was actually, so I'm on the bay or whatever. I'm walking one night because I wasn't working that night. I wanted to find something to do. And I didn't know anybody in Miami at the time. All the people I knew was in Tampa. And even then, they still didn't really know too much, like what to tell me on the day that I was out. Because I think this was like a Tuesday or Wednesday night or something. Walking around the bay, trying to find something to do. And people going to call me crazy, but I was younger. This was like over 5 years ago at the time. So this dude pulls up on me, and he seems like an innocent-looking bystander.
Okay.
So we start conversating, and he was saying that he's about to go to this Jamaican club or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm trying to find something to do. We can go, whatever, yada, yada. So we go. He's with his friends. I'm having a good time. We're having a good time. And even though he didn't even know me, he had a lot of respect for me, which I appreciated a lot. And he made sure that I was okay the entire night, which was, of course, very appreciated. We did what we did. It was actually a really good one night stand. It was amazing. Yeah. The next day, I didn't know he didn't have a hand.
What?
Yo.
Hold the fuck up. So you didn't know it till the next morning?
No.
Or the next day?
No. Not at all. And he like later later on in the year, he sends like, I don't want to say the year. He sends me this probably like 3-4 months later of like the video that we had, because I had an Airbnb at the time when we were there, and it was a gorgeous Airbnb too. Right. So he sends me a video of, we were in the act, and I'm like, how are you recording? Like how?
With one hand, right?
Yeah, I'm like.
Oh, so the hand that was in the camera must have been
his actual hand. Was the hand that he's fully functional, all 5 fingers. The other one is like, I don't want to. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to say it's just a nub. There was like, if I had like a paper and pencil, maybe I could. Yeah. It's like not just a nub. It was like maybe like.
Is it like deformed, or was it like? Okay.
Like that. And this is the wrist. And then there's like 2 little things. So maybe he used that.
I don't know.
It was very tough because I remember I had rode with him, I think back to his room or something, and I'm looking at him driving with the nub. Wow. And I'm like, oh, like what happened? Like it was just, I was like, oh, okay, so we're here.
What goes through your head after you find out that you just gave it to a nigga with one hand? Like, does it matter? Or you said it was good though, so
it was pretty good. It didn't matter necessarily, but after that, when he told me, I remember very vividly how he explained the story. He had told me that. Sorry, I have something on my lip. He had told me that it was a birth defect. So he was born like that.
So he's been like that his whole life.
Right.
Oh, so he's probably used to swagging on chicks with the one with the nub. He's like his whole life.
Listen, so the stories that he told me about his life after that, I'm not even going to explain. They're extremely disturbing. It made me think that he has some type of mental disability, like maybe his mother was drinking or something throughout, or doing heavy drugs throughout the pregnancy. It was
that could be it.
I could never imagine it was very interesting this shit that he told me that he's done in his life.
That's a nutty story, yo. So that was
was very
just a
interesting.
random. Well, I mean, not random, but you know, it was something crazy that happened
pretty
while you were. Okay.
I
well,
just wanted to get my teeth done. That was it. That's the only reason why I was in Miami.
Right. I got you. But you were like working while you were there, and that was just an encounter in between shifts or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of that, that was my first time working at the office, and I went to
Is that a strip club too? The Office?
yeah.
Yeah,
The
I've
Office,
heard about the Office. Yeah.
and I went to Booby Trap, which
All in
was
Miami.
very fun.
Ooh.
Booby Trap was very fun because it's predominantly Hispanic.
Mm.
I don't know how I got hired there. I have absolutely no idea. Because all those Hispanic women were light skinned. But I guess if I showed you a picture, I guess you could I had long wavy hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my Dominican genes were
You have some Dominican in you?
yeah, I'm predominantly Dominican.
Wow.
I really say Dominican. Yeah, Dominican.
I feel like you might have told me that. Do you speak any Spanish?
A
A
little bit.
little
I
bit?
understand more than I speak.
Mm-hmm. I got you. I met some chick at the bar this past weekend. Super pretty, yo. She's Puerto Rican, but she's black though, like brown skin.
Okay.
Speak fluent Spanish, but I would have never guessed until she told me. But gorgeous though. Yeah. Yeah, both kind of got the exotic look.
I was gonna say, yeah, it be like that. It happens. A lot of people ask me that, but everyone thinks I'm Blasian.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know that.
It's the eyes.
Yeah, but a lot of our roots are from West Africa, from our San tribe. That's where Asians got the majority of their looks from.
Mm-hmm.
We share a lot of the same culture. And
if you did tell me it was Blasian, I would definitely believe it. You could definitely pass if you wanted to kind of run that angle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was it could be part of your act if you ever was a dancer, if you want to go dancing in
right.
You know what I mean? Because did you have a fake name that you used?
Well,
everybody has a name, right?
A dancing name.
Yeah, because you don't want to tell these niggas your real name.
Well, yeah, I did. When I first started, it was Ebony, typical, because I never could think of a name.
Mm-hmm.
Then it turned to Sexy Slim, and that's how a lot of people knew me. Then I changed it to Slim.
Slim.
Yeah, so it was just Slim for a long time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that interview process like? If you're going to a club,
that's hilarious.
Anywhere in Miami, or kind of give us your best standard, what is it like, the whole process?
Honestly, the main processes that I had were in Florida. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa and Miami were the most questions I ever been asked. I used to dance at Baby Dolls in Tampa, and it's it's not a hole in the wall. It's pretty. It's a large club. It's I don't want to say mainly white, but it was mixed, but it was mainly white. It's white owned. Mm-hmm. So they literally interviewed me that was my first actual interview for a strip club outside of the Onyx here, because the Onyx here, you're under a contract. You have to sign documents, paperwork. This is the only strip club ever I've done that at, was the Onyx here in Charlotte.
None of the other clubs in Charlotte do that?
No.
So what kind of contract? What's in it? What's the stipulations?
It's a lot of stuff that I wish I would. Well, I mean, I don't really give a fuck because they fired me for absolutely no reason, so I shouldn't care. But I don't want to disclose any information that there's no reason for me to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no reason. I'm not that type of person. But
gotcha.
I will say they are some assholes for not giving me my contract back, because I feel like. Even actually, I heard this from 3 or 4 other women that they don't want to because they know that we can sue them. Right. And we can actually get unemployment from them if we really, wanted to. But
really,
give us our contracts.
That's crazy. I've heard with the whole Onyx thing, because I went to the Onyx in Atlanta.
But I also can't do anything about it because I had a fake ID.
Oh,
remember that?
Yes, yeah, that's right. Why.
I didn't think about that until I got fired. 4.5 years later that I started, because I started off with the fake ID. And that's, it kind of just, fake license number and everything.
Damn.
Yeah. I didn't remember that until I was of age, and then I got fired, and I was like, I can't even ask for it anymore.
Right.
I completely forgot. It's years later.
That's crazy.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was that the last place you worked at? Onyx, in terms of dancing? How did it all end? And why did you stop? And before that, what was the most money you ever made though in one night? For our listeners, anyone who's interested or just curious, give us a number. We like to talk numbers on this show.
30,000.
30 bands in one night.
This was during COVID. Yep, during the pandemic in June. This was with. Although I'm not really cool to this day, but it's not like I'm talking shit about her or anything. My old dance partner, we were faithful dance partners for a period of time, and we had I think it was like a little over 30,000, really, but this was during the pandemic in June, and I remember in June that happened. And it's funny, the next day we did 10,000. And then the next month we did, I think, like another 30 or something. So within that, like those 2 months, I did like it was like 70 something thousand, which is like what most people make. Not most people, like some people make in a year. And right. So it was crazy. It was that was a great year for me. I miss COVID money. I miss the stimulus checks that niggas really didn't even need, that they were just spending on women.
I know. Those PPP loans.
What? Like. No,
nasty work. I mean,
right.
I wasn't doing none of that shit, but I saw a lot of niggas doing a lot of crazy shit with the PPP loans,
a lot
the stimulus.
of them are locked up now.
Yeah, some of them ain't though. I know some. I know some that's not. So, but that's I'm still in disbelief. 30 bands.
I remember that night too. We actually, let me see if I find this video.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let that sink in. 30 bands.
Literally, I'll never forget this night. So
what would you do for 30 bands in one night? Leave it in the comments below.
Imagine, so we're in like the section like this, and the money is up to like our damn near our knees, like upper calf area, and it's just me and her. And neither of us had a money counter at the time. And I'm still 17, so I didn't have my own place yet. I didn't move on my own until I was like 18. So we're counting in the club. It's taking so long. The sun comes up. It's daytime. It's like almost,
right, because you gotta like give some of that to the club, right?
Yeah, it's 7, 8. Wait, what?
You gotta give like some of that to the club or not?
No,
okay.
It's just us. It's damn near 7 a.m. So one of my old close friends, shout out to Swan, he invites us to our crib. To his crib to count the rest of the money. So we finally get done. He's helping us and whatnot. And so I'm gonna find this video too. Cause it's But that was a crazy ass night. That was definitely crazy. After that, I don't know. Oh, COVID, right. So 2 months later, the club shuts down. Right. But we set.
Right. Y'all good.
So the club shuts down for like, I don't even know how long. Like, I think 2 to 3 months, which hilariously enough, that was the time where my dumb self decides to move. So I move. That was around the time where I got my teeth done. I buy a brand new car in cash.
So this is what you did with the 30 bands or all that money you made. You bought a car. What kind of car did you get?
I had a 430 at BMW.
Oh. You pay for it cash? You didn't finance any of it? Wow.
And I had, a situation I had at the time. No, I'm sorry. I'm lying. I financed 30. They're actually literally exactly 30,000 because it was a $40,000 car.
Okay.
So it was 30,000 that I put down, and the rest of it, I had that already planned out. I had to set on, I planned everything out. But what fucked me over was the club shutting down. And
you didn't expect to like have the tap cut off with the money and shit, probably.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, I really didn't. But at that time, I wasn't dancing anywhere else at the time. But I think Candy's actually closed down before Onyx did at the time.
Wait, so you made the 30 bands out here in Charlotte?
Yes, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that was Charlotte money. Yep. But
I'm surprised.
It was COVID. I'm telling you, like them.
I'm surprised. See, I would have thought that
them
would have
niggas
been
ain't
like
care.
Miami numbers or
The most I
Atlanta.
ever made in Florida was in Tampa. I didn't even make that much in Miami.
Hmm.
But yeah, think about it. If you ever look up The Office on Instagram, you will see that they got, BBL Central.
Okay, I got you.
Right. So
So you get BBL money and BBL niggas in there. Tampa,
Right.
you probably get a lot of like white clientele, I bet.
yeah.
Like rich niggas.
Yeah. And I got a lot of, black clientele too.
Mhm.
But yeah, most of my money came from white men
Mm-hmm.
in Tampa for sure. And don't get me wrong, I get along with white people and I get along with white men, but it takes so much out of me too. I don't really like to.
So I was just gonna ask, what's the difference in terms of like experience when you're dealing with them, like as a customer? So you said that the white people take a lot out of you. Like, what kind of way? Like you just have to be nicer. You have to put on more of an act. Is it or
I feel like I do have to put more of an act on. Yeah, for sure. Cause
it's draining?
it is a little draining. Cause I wish I can remember this name. There was this one strip club. I don't know if maybe you can remember the name. It was in
Tampa?
no,
Oh.
South Carolina. It was in South Carolina.
I don't know shit
And
in South Carolina, but you can try me. Go ahead.
It's not that old, and it wasn't that far from here. It was, I think, kind of near Rock Hill. It's maybe, well, not here, but like, so I used to live in Fort Mill,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be like 30 minutes from Fort Mill.
It's money on $4 million.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah,
There is.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I just can't remember the name of it.
The strip club is in Fort Mill.
Yeah, it closed down now. It's something else now. It was something. I think HD actually DJ'd there once or twice or 3 times.
Yeah. If I ever did hear the name, I probably wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, ask him. But anywho, that was probably some of the other most money because I was making I remember I think maybe 5, 6 private dances that night, 800 each. I don't know how much that is, but what the fuck is 8 times 5?
8 times 5. I think it's like 4 bands. I think
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
something like that.
and that was the most I ever made outside, like, well, I guess in this area outside of Onyx. Like, if I could make a lineup, there's from what I made the most to least: Onyx here,
Mm-hmm.
Baby Dolls in Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
Blue Flame,
Atlanta.
Candies. I want to put Candies as like number 2, number 3, but Candies was Candies was consistent with me because Candies being the very first place I ever worked at, I made 800 every day that week. My very first week that I struggled actually working, and
It's pretty good for a lot of people, yo.
yeah, but I didn't know. I was a baby dancer. I had no idea. I didn't know what was a lot or what wasn't a lot at the time. So I made it. I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is good money. Just kept going every day with my legs sore as hell.
So how was it relating to the other dancers though?
What you mean?
Saying like, did you make friends? Cause some girls like make friends with other dancers. Some girls like don't fuck with nobody. Like, how is it for you?
I did, but me being new to dancing too at that time, I didn't realize how much women hate on other women.
Yes.
And it took me a lot to realize that. But
it's very competitive, huh?
It's extremely competitive for sure. But me and
especially when it's slow.
Yeah, that too. But me and my nonchalant and I don't really give a fuck attitude too intimidated women drastically. And I never took that into effect. Especially working at Onyx. Oh Lord. Oh Jesus.
You're also like really pretty for real though. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of girls, they just got body, face kind of be like on some butterface shit. Maybe they could do it with makeup. But I feel like, because you got that going on, maybe, that was some of it though. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I like to think sometimes I do have somewhat of a personality. So
yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
That too.
I mean, yeah. But when a girl sees a girl and she's automatically jealous of her though, or for whatever she's hating on her,
Mm.
9 times out of 10 is not because of your personality though. I feel like people aren't really giving a fuck about that.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
you know, on that level.
Mm.
Maybe in the long run, if they're, you know, a really like deep person and know some shit, but you know, but that's crazy though.
Yeah.
So, you've never had like any beef with chicks like in the club, like during the night, like any crazy stories you could tell us about? Because I heard about like, you know, how girls be up in the game. Because some places y'all probably have like, does some places have like a no touch policy and shit like that, or
Yes, some places do have a no touch policy.
Right.
Excuse me, especially in this was Tampa. Yep,
Mhm.
Tampa.
no touch policy?
Yeah, but that was only at certain clubs, if I can remember that.
Right.
It was these 2 sports bars that I do remember where you can't touch only because it was full nude. Now, in certain places in Tampa, I was able to do I've only done full nude like a few times. I wasn't very comfortable doing it, but in Tampa, it would only be private rooms. Now, if you're able to do it throughout the entire club, that person can't be drunk. So
Okay.
if they're drinking, they're
You
not allowed
mean
to touch.
the customer, okay,
But
yeah.
if vice versa, they are. You know, if they're
Okay.
not. So, now I haven't been anywhere else besides Tampa that was a no touch policy. Now booby trap, if you're on the stage, they weren't allowed to touch you. But other than that, I haven't been anywhere else where they weren't.
I got you.
Mhm.
So when it's slow in the club and the girls are competing, like what are some of the tactics like girls would do to like to edge some of the other girls out? Like any kind of slick shit they would do, or like what are some of the tricks?
Oh my god, that's so funny because I know an exact scenario too. This happened to me a few times, only cause this bitch. I swear to God, like I can't like. It's funny too because I have no ill will towards this woman whatsoever. I'm actually talking about my old dance partner. That me and her, we used to make so much money together, so much money. But I don't know what happened one day. Like, I'm gonna get to your question, but
Go ahead, set us up first.
so me and this girl, I first met her at Onyx. We both noticed each other. We both are pretty. We're almost about the same size. Oh, am I loud?
No. I'm turning up my headphones. You good?
Okay. So we're both about the same size, pretty or whatever. And we decided that we're just going to start dancing together. So we do, and we start making a lot of money. And then outside of that, I guess we start getting to know each other or whatever. Come to find out, this woman is sleeping in her car. And I'm here like, what are you doing with all this money we're making? Like, I get you probably saving it, but as months and months go by, I'm still trying to figure out, like, why you still... And eventually I see her, she's, like, living off of people doing this and that. I'm like, it's none of my business. I never really asked her, like, what are you doing with the money that we're making, like, or whatever. But I was always curious of what exactly she's doing with it, because she has a car that's paid off, has nowhere to stay. Long story short, I let her stay with me for about a month and a half when I had gotten my very, very first apartment in Fort Mill. And I told her as soon as the rest of my furniture comes, you gotta go. We can still dance together, but you gotta go. So she stays with me. She you know the saying, I guess you get to know somebody more. You see how you can tolerate somebody
when you live with them.
Yeah, that or travel with them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I learned with her. Like she was cool, whatever, but it would be like, oh my God, it would be like 2, 3, 4 in the morning or something, or even like a late ass night where it's 4 in the morning. Reminder, Honest doesn't close till like 4. So I won't get home till like 5, 6. She's riding with me, and she's full Dominican, so she's loud as hell. She'll be on the phone, like barging in my room, like, bitch, wake up, like, I need someone to talk to. I'm like, it's it's almost 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Go to fuck to sleep.
Was she like doing drugs and shit like that too?
I don't know. I don't think so. Sometimes she would act like it, but I don't know that for a fact. I can't say yes or no. Okay. Now maybe I have never been judged. Eventually, I did drugs at one point, so right. I'm not judging whatsoever, even if she did or didn't. Same. But right. So after that, it was like, so I kicked her out or whatever. After that is when she started acting kind of different, because. But I realized why. It's not my fault that you didn't have a plan B, like, you know, somewhere else to fall back on when things didn't really work out in your favor. Right. So we only danced a few times after that. But I noticed after that, when she saw how much money I was getting by myself, I made way more money by myself than I was with her around that time. This was beyond COVID. This was like probably 2 years after COVID. Right. So when I was making more money by myself is when she started getting jealous. She would start trying to dance in certain places around me. Like I'm on the stage, she's trying to be around, she trying to be slick, be around like the perimeter of the stage, right behind the line. Or like she'll see a customer that's throwing money on me. She'll try and steal the customer.
Petty.
Petty as shit. And I'll never forget this one night too. This was in the VIP area. So there's the main stage, VIP, front stage near like the entrance or whatever. Right. Where I think, I don't know if, no, it's like a cube now, whatever it is. There was these young boys that for whatever reason just threw all their money on me. I made like $3,500 off of them. They're just throwing all their money on me in this one stage set that I have. And this was within barely even 30 minutes of them throwing the shit on me. So she's on the down level in the section. Reminder, like I keep saying, the perimeter of the stage, because that's how they specified it every single time. Any money that goes behind the perimeter of the stage, behind that line, belongs to the stage. That's the stage's money. Right. Any money that goes in front of it is whoever the fuck feels like they can pick it up. Whoever picks it up. So all my money that I was getting behind that line, she just kept getting. She just kept picking up, getting my money. I'm like, shorty, you got it. You got it.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God. And at one point, I got fed up and I started picking up my money. Like, you know, this shit is like, you know the rules. Like, you've been here just as long as I have. I don't know why you're trying to act dumb right now. So, and then she kept, I don't even know what she was saying. She just kept blabbing her mouth, but I wasn't really paying attention because I really didn't care. Man, so, fuck that. Right. At the,
shady hoes, man.
Right. At the very, very end of the night, I have this big ass fucking Santa Claus bag of money. And she's in the section with 5, 6 other chicks counting the money. And she's saying mad loud, like, where's this bitch going? Why is she trying to walk all fast walking up with this bag of money? Like, and I'm like looking at her like, I pause like, be so fucking for real. Yeah. Like, be so serious. Yeah. And it just made me, I don't know, like, I get it, but at the time, I'm still younger. And I had to learn the difference between women that's supporting you and women that isn't. So it sucks that we are our own enemies.
That's crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that industry could be a nasty game, man. Like, there's so much money to be made, but at the same time, like, yeah, definitely the relations and, you know, there's a lot of danger to it, I think, too. You definitely got to be real careful.
Yes.
You know, but by the grace of God, you mentioned, like, you're past that now. You kind of got it at. So tell us why you eventually stopped.
I guess because I wanted to start a business. My goal eventually, after I think the 2.5 years I started dancing, I wanted to start this business. And that's why I was in Atlanta. I was in school to get my esthetician license. So after I got that, I wanted to start my eyebrow, my lip business. And I did, which I still have to this day, but I'm predominantly client-based because of things I'm still trying to do right now. So outside of that, it's such a iffy game. Like, I actually was doing OnlyFans before I even started dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have rather just stuck to OnlyFans, to be honest,
Really?
just to save myself from all the turmoil and the mess. Coming from someone that, like, I grew up tough, but I didn't grow up tough to the point where I would have to constantly defend myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really, I'm glad that I danced. So I'm glad that I was in that limelight just to learn more about people. And I'm a very observant person.
Mm-hmm.
So just learning different characters, the way that different women work, the way that different men work, young, older, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the main reason why I got out of that is it's just I don't know. I think it's a little too much, little too much. And I heard too nowadays that the BBL industry has taken over as well. So
I mean, in terms of like girls that dance, like you got to have it, or like what do you mean it's taking over?
like in Charlotte
Mm-hmm.
now, like in Onyx, I don't know about like, the new strip clubs now,
Yeah.
but like I don't know if Diamonds was. I think the last time I ever danced, I tried to come out of retirement at one point. Like
How long ago was that?
I think it was like 2 years ago. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before.
Did you dance while you was working at 4800? Not even once.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was thinking about it. I remember, Jeff and Vito always ask me. They
Yo.
always ask me during those after hours.
Yo, what a perfect segue.
It would have. I mean, I would have, but no.
Yo, the after hours at 4800. Okay.
Hey, yo, we made some money though behind that bar now.
Yeah. So let's change gears a little bit. So
Yes.
you quit dancing, right? How old were you when you stopped dancing? When you stopped? 19,
This was
20?
No, because I started at 17.
Mm-hmm.
So wait. So this was through 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Okay.
Now. Yep.
And you started bartending. Did any of that overlap, or did you stop one and start doing the other? Was there any gap in between, or how'd that work? Go ahead. Come on. Tell me. What?
I'm not gonna say his name,
Okay.
but you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I started getting to know him
Mm-hmm.
literally the month of me getting fired from Onyx.
Okay.
Right. And literally this was like not even a week or two after our first lunch meeting, and he's telling me everything is going on in his life and his stress that he has going on. He asked me out of nowhere, like, when I go to Vegas, like next week. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's random.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? I don't got nothing better to do. It's not like I'm going to work or anything. I got fired. So, like, there's nothing else to do. So, sure, yeah. But I was also telling him, like, I don't know how this is going to work because now I have to kind of find another job right now, whatever. But he was like, no, I got it. You got it. Just come on. Just relieve your stress.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a break. So we did. We went to Vegas, and he paid my rent for the month.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a ball, had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think even like 2 weeks later, we went to, I think it was Miami or something, or New York, one or the other. Paid my rent that month too.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks later, we go, no, I think it was New York. Yep. Vegas, New York, Miami.
Yeah.
But we're traveling just about every month from April to August.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm only saying this span because I remember everything that happened between April to August.
So every August, y'all traveling around.
Yes.
Y'all went to, where have y'all gone? Vegas?
So we went to Vegas, then New York, then Miami, back to New York to meet his family, and then back to Miami because I wanted to go jet skiing because we didn't go the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I love jet skiing. So we went jet skiing, and then we went to, that was my first time going to Dominican Republic. Right? We went there, and that was in August. Now, before that, we had traveled places like within the state too, like Asheville or something. Kind of Airbnbs places, and I feel like I know I'm missing somewhere, but I can't remember right now. So
Mm.
August was we were in Dominican Republic there.
Yep.
Then I think in December we weren't supposed to go to Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
but we went to Cancun. We went to Cancun either
Okay.
then or January, one or the other. We stayed. That's when we stayed at January.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Temptations.
Mm.
Then after that, we went back to Vegas. It was me, my homegirl, and then him and his homeboy. Reminder: this entire time I'm not working, but he's paying my rent and all my bills for this whole year,
Mm-hmm.
and also sending me money on top of that.
Wait, he paid your rent and your bills and gave you an allowance for an entire year.
And he gave me a car.
Damn.
So I'm not doing anything. And I'm young and spoiled at the time. Right.
How old are you? How old are you at this time? 20, 21?
You know who I'm talking about. This was not even like a year ago.
Okay.
This was like a year and a half ago this happened.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'm lying. When I got fired from us, oh my God. I didn't even think how long ago. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, so I guess that's 2.5 years ago. 2.5, 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been single for over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, anywho, so that happened. Then, trying to figure out your original question. Why am I sharing this story?
So the overlap between bartending and dancing, right? You finished dancing, and then you started bartending, and did any of that overlap, and then you got into that story?
Oh, no. It was actually his idea for me to go to bartending school.
Okay.
He paid for me to go to bartending school.
So you actually went to bartending school?
I actually went to bartending
Interesting.
school.
Out here in Charlotte, or what school did you go to?
ABC.
Oh, like the ABC school.
Then I actually went to 2 other schools too, but it wasn't like an actual school.
Do you feel like you needed it?
No, but it was just for my knowledge. It was solidly for my knowledge.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I went because I learned more things than I would have learned on my own, like the laws and regulations.
Yeah.
And really, that was really it. Everything else I could have learned on my own. Like I still have a booklet that I'm writing that I plan on using for whenever I decide to do more one-on-ones.
What's in the booklet?
Just basic drinks, like basic American drinks,
like recipes or
recipes. Yeah.
Okay.
That beginner bartenders should know.
Nice.
Whether you work in like a black or a white establishment.
Very nice. Very nice. So the school thing is interesting because you actually don't need it out here.
Like, no, it's not required whatsoever. It was just
I guess
for my
it's
knowledge.
just like it's just like a good to have if you want it, but yeah, you don't necessarily need it. So
but I just feel like, well, me specifically, I can learn anything on my own, but I'm a hands-on type of person. Like when I got my esthetician license, I also took a separate class to solidly learn how to tattoo makeup, which is how I got into eyebrows, which is something you can learn on your own, but I chose not to because I wanted to watch in person how to do it, which is why, like, lip fillers, for example, I have all the equipment to do it, but I still haven't done it yet because I haven't seen anybody do it in person.
Lip fillers?
Yes.
So you learn how to do it in school?
No.
Oh.
I have the machinery and everything to do it. Well, I kind of learned, but I didn't watch anybody do it. Like, I haven't been taught hands-on how to do it.
I got you.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of eyebrows, your eyebrows look really good.
Thank you.
You do your own, or
I
pretty
do
sure you
my
do them? Good. Nice.
As you hear, I do eyebrows.
Yeah, hey, go ahead and plug yourself real quick. I mean, we're not through the interview yet, but where can they find you on like Instagram and all that? Or at least like you could plug your eyebrow hustle,
right?
If you want to right now.
Okay, yeah. So my page where I do eyebrows and lips is Rose Lux Beauty. My regular, I guess, personal Instagram is Lina.Rose. Everyone calls me Lina, so
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Sorry.
What the fuck was that?
I was Siri, my laptop. Go ahead. I don't know why she did that.
It's okay. It's Lina.Rose. It's 2 E's. 2 E's, by the way. Everyone gets confused with that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to the bartending. You mentioned you went to school. So this person sort of suggested you, kind of pushed you into it. right?
He was like, I would be amazing at it. I was like, I think I would be too.
Yeah. Well, he was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks.
and you went to go work where first?
My very first.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing is, one of my main customers at Candy's,
Mm-hmm.
he had like, how do I explain it? He had rented an office building, or no, an office within an office building. It was a huge area though. Office, bathrooms, just big area. He had, and he's also a contractor,
Mm-hmm.
but he, I guess, builds things too, like in his home, whatever. He, he does work. So he built like a pole. He built the bar.
Mm-hmm.
He built like a separate area, like lounge area, seating, TVs, and all that. Within this area,
Mm-hmm.
and he used it for private parties. He used it for private parties. Excuse me, after hours.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the main after hour spots after Candy's, because it's literally right. It's right there. It used to be on Nintendo Avenue. That was my very first, I guess, bartending gig. It was under the table, underpaid, but it was good. I would make more than dancers most of the time. So
I feel like half the shit out here is under the table now.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? So
until the cops shut it down. I do miss that place though.
Yeah.
It was good money.
So you went from there to 4800, or
Yep.
so that's 4800 was actually the second place you went to.
Yes, legally, yes.
So how'd you end up at that place? How'd you get introduced there? Because we were open first, and then you came a little bit later.
Right.
Right, I
You know what?
remember, yeah, 'cause we were
I'm
open
glad
for a
you
little
said
while.
that. Yeah, cause what's her name?
I was part of the opening crew that was there.
I know. I do know that. Yeah, I was supposed to be a part of that crew, but I kind of forgot every
Mhm.
time. I forgot every single time that y'all did like the interview process and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of places, because my friend that just opened up the Palace told me about the same thing. I have a bad habit. I don't know why I do that.
French opened up where?
The Palace.
Palace
It's called the Palace.
Strip Club.
No. It's
So-
just a regular lounge.
I've
Regular
heard about it.
hookah lounge. Yeah, it's uptown. Yeah, I
Okay.
missed every single day for the interview process.
At 4800.
No, well, there too, but the Palace.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
Too busy.
I guess so. I mean, anywho, so Giovanna, Vito's ex.
Yeah. She got you in there?
I used to dance with her.
Yes, right.
Right.
Okay. So maybe when we start recording, I'm gonna ask you some more questions later. But maybe I don't. Anyway, so yeah, Giovanna. Yeah, I remember her. Yeah, because she worked there for a little while.
I already know the questions you're gonna ask me.
It doesn't matter, but yeah, Giovanna. Yeah, she worked there, so she got you kind of working there. Okay. what's up.
She asked me to.
You was dancing with her at Onyx, or
Mhm.
okay.
We used to do some private parties.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Right. So that's HD from there then. That's how you know HD from when you was at Onyx.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where he's there tonight though. I'll be going there on Wednesdays. I'm just saying, over to 4,
You be going to Onyx on Wednesdays?
Sometimes. I'll be hanging in the DJ booth though. I don't be like
I thought you just said you don't be going there.
I don't.
Oh.
I'm not a strip club dude. I'm not. I go to just show love to my DJ homie.
Well, I mean, I could imagine Onyx isn't that far from here. What,
Man,
is
it's
it
in the
still
city,
like 30
though.
minutes?
Yeah. It's not all the way to uptown for sure. I'll probably save about 8 minutes going in, to be honest, yeah. Because I could take Billy Graham
8 minutes. I guess that's a long time.
out of 30.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's enough. It's
Yeah.
enough of a little head start.
It is.
Yeah, because coming from here, you go up 85, Billy Graham, go down there, and then Old Palmer right there, as opposed to going all the way up down Berkshire into
Right.
uptown and all that shit, yo.
Right, yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
I got to piss real quick. We're going to take a quick break and pause this. All right, now we're back. All right. So, before we left, we were talking a little bit about you starting to work at 4,100. And you was talking about Jay or whatever. So, when you got to 4,100, like, what was your experience there? Like, what was it like? For the people, we worked together at 4,800, right? For our audience, so they can understand the context. 4,800, they just recently closed down out here, but they were a new bar. They were a bar, but they were also like a Caribbean restaurant. But one side was like a restaurant lounge, other side was like a bar. They did the after hour thing a couple times, but I was there for the opening. She came shortly after they opened, was pretty much still there for the first year. But they recently closed down now. And anytime you come into any place that's like a new bar, it's always going to be a very interesting experience, right? And every single place kind of has a story of its own. So we're going to get Jelena's take right now and see, like, what was it like for her? What do you think?
My experience?
Yeah.
I actually had an amazing experience, honestly. I do hate that it turned out the way that it did. I wish it didn't, but just like how a lot of places are, if you start off not having everything together the way that it is, it's more than likely not going to get any better than how it was.
Yeah.
Only because of the way that we started out. Because it started out ghetto. It was ghetto as shit. And it was.
Yeah.
And as much as they tried to do,
very much on the hood side, yeah.
Right. And they didn't try to solve the problems on their own. They tried to get like a leeway and try to get multiple managers to kind of pick up their mess that they did, and it never worked. And it just involved them wasting more money and wasting time, and then had it close for a certain period of time, open back up, et cetera, et cetera. It just never worked in their favor. But I just feel like with better business roles, like if they were better businessmen, I feel like it could have turned out a little bit better. No offense, but I'm just saying.
Okay. So you said something interesting, better businessmen. I mean, so I know I've talked to, some of the parties. I mean, certain people were pointing fingers, right? I ain't gonna say no names yet. I'm gonna wait till those people get on the podcast.
I was gonna say, what do you mean yet?
Well, those people are coming on the podcast.
Okay,
so
wait,
at least two of them are gonna come in here, and we're gonna rap about that. But there's definitely some, at least from what I've heard, there's definitely some finger pointing on that end in terms of who the bad business person was, right? But I was still gonna say, on top of that, like, I think some of that could have been the location where it was at, because before that,
no, absolutely.
Before that, it was McBoney's, or at least I went there when it
Right.
was called McBoney's,
And they had their set crowd already.
and it was hood then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. It could have been. You could also say it's the people who run it, the promotion that they're doing, because there was a couple times in there y'all had like kind of like some, maybe not upscale, but like a little bit older, more sophisticated crowd. I did have that sometimes.
It could have went so well if the money was just in place the way it was supposed to be.
Well, that's why. Now you know why I left. Now you know why I left, because
Right.
you remember you stayed there for, I think, longer than anybody.
And I know.
Like, out of the original
was
crew,
making
you
good
was like
money.
the last one to
I was
leave.
the
yo.
very last to leave. And the only reason why I left is because they shut down. They shut down. Like, that's literally the only reason why I left. I was still making good money, honestly. I was making good money on top of them, on top of where I'm at now, and on top of just my job. Like, it was good. I didn't necessarily have to be there, but I actually quit. I quit, right? Like, I quit.
And came back, or just quit?
I quit, and I sent a very vivid text in the group chat, and I was like, look, because I haven't been paid and everyone else has been getting paid before me, knowing damn well I've been here way before the rest of these motherfuckers, and y'all put me on the back burner, don't expect to see me again. Until I get paid, don't even expect to hear from me. And even when I do get paid, I'm still not going to work here. And I said that in the chat, so I'm not afraid to say it right here. So I really don't care. And they know that. Like, and then Jeff, I'm sorry, I don't.
No. Oh, yeah. You just let it slip. But I tell you what, man, I left for the same reason, man.
He called me pleading.
Yo, you owners need to get this message, man. Stop taking advantage of your employees
Seriously.
and your staff, man.
And
It
you,
never works out good for you. It's never good karma. It's only gonna come back bad.
yes.
Go ahead.
No, but KB always said this. He kept constantly telling me over the phone and everything, you need to stop letting them take advantage of your kindness. Stop letting them take your kindness for weakness. He told me this all the time, especially the times where he would call me out of nowhere and be like, hey, I need you to come in as soon as possible. Can you be here in like 20, 30 minutes? Reminder, I live 30 minutes away. Like, what do you mean be here in 20 minutes? I'm not even going to be there for like an hour or two because I got to get dressed and then drive 30 minutes away. Underpaid. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that.
So the reason I actually quit in 2 stages. Because remember, I was DJing there and bartending there.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I quit bartending there when they took away the gratuity. And that's when a lot of people stopped. A lot of people quit after that. I quit. Especially because, like, the last time I did bartend, I was doing gratuity because they didn't tell me to stop doing it.
Don't they explicit?
We get gratuity at explicit, yeah.
Okay.
We get auto grad at explicit.
Okay.
But at 40-100, we was getting gratuity, but it was like you could hit the button. You can like choose to put it on. I could take it off at explicit too if I want to. It's kind of automatically on there.
Right.
But I could remove it if I want to every single time.
Right.
At 40-100, you had to put it on there every single time. So I worked an entire shift, an entire fucking shift, and made gratuity.
But how much did you make?
I can't remember, but
Actually,
they didn't
how
want.
much was the most that you even made at 48?
At 48, and one day, I think like maybe 600 in one day or one night.
Wow.
That was like early though, like when we first opened.
That makes me really sad.
Why? Because you made way more than that?
Well, no. I mean,
like when it first opened.
Sure, yes, but I'm saying because, well, I don't know. I understand that it might be different because you're a man.
I feel like you had some better nights.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure, but I don't know. Well, you said because it was early, and I don't know if you had, I don't know how many hours you did that day or anything either, but I mean,
I typically only worked that night if I did bartend. I never really worked during the day, even on the weekends. But very early on, I made some great fucking money. Like when it was like certain nights when it really, really hit when they first opened. But after that, I was kind of average, like 200-300. And yeah, I was the only dude there though, which is funny,
Because I always heard like Tia and Bree and Bosch do, because I know how much I was making at the time, which wasn't even in the beginning. So I could imagine how much I would have made in the beginning. Like, I couldn't even imagine, because that's what they were telling me. They were telling me everything that they did, and even the amount that they told me, I was like, shit, I wonder how much I would be making. Like, that's crazy.
So what were some numbers?
Well, I mean, just, I guess, I had a lot of regulars. And
you did have a lot of regulars, you did. But you were also working there during the week.
I was, yeah. But that's because
I worked during the week randomly, I was doing favors when I did that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They would call me so much constantly just because they knew that I would either come or potentially come and be like, oh, if you don't got nobody else, then sure, I guess.
Right.
Like that would literally be the only reason.
Yeah.
The most I did in one day was probably 1,500. But that's including the after hours. So think about.
And you were probably there all day too.
Think about a day shift, a night shift, and after hours. Yeah. Nah, fuck. Like, yes, I'll be tired. Yeah. I'll be tired of shit.
I know. And so that makes sense. Cause
yeah, it does.
I made that just off a night shift.
Right.
Like that was the most I ever made. Like maybe like 5 something, I think. Yeah. For sure one night.
Now a night, I've done 800 during a night shift.
At 400?
Yeah, but a lot of the time when
they had a couple celebrities there sometimes though. You was there for those. Like Cedric the
Yeah.
Entertainer,
Right, yeah.
Jay
I feel that.
Holiday,
Mm,
shit like that.
yeah. I forgot, what's his name? Not Big Boogie. What's the other rapper name?
Oh, DJ Chose was there.
Him too, but the one that sang, oh my God, what's that song called?
I think I do remember Big Big coming there.
It's literally on the tip of my tongue. I'm singing this song in my head. I can't say it.
Is he from North Carolina or?
It's like an R&B type of rap song. I can't remember. But anywho, I mean, I forgot Mike Epps was there at one point.
Forgot.
That was a good night. That was definitely a good night. Yeah, but I mean, I did good most nights, but shit, I was tired of 48 at one point. 4800 is the whole reason why I got arthritis at 24.
What?
Like,
Oh man.
standing for so many long periods of times with absolutely no breaks. Anytime I would ever try and get or ask for a break, it's like somebody needs something else happened. Like, I felt like I was almost micromanaging in a way too, because like everybody would constantly come for me for just for anything. And that would be the staff that even, I don't know, like, I get it, I guess the role that I present, but like the newcomers, they would just always ask me for anything. And I don't even think, sometimes I would forget, like, hey, who's the manager right now?
Well, at some point you became a veteran there because you've been there for so long.
Right, yeah, that's true.
People probably look to you for certain shit.
Right.
I go there now. Well, not now because they're closed, but before they closed, it was like a whole different staff there.
Right.
Besides you, like the last couple times I went there, I didn't even see you there at all.
When?
This might have been maybe like, I don't know, the fall maybe August last year.
Okay. Yeah, because that was around the last time I went when
Yeah.
some drunk ass person drove in the building.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that.
I forgot you weren't there. Yeah, that night
apparently
was
that happened more than once.
crazy. What?
Apparently that happened more than once.
Who the fuck said that?
I forgot.
That did not happen more than once.
But that's still crazy enough to happen one time though.
And no, it was insane. And everybody thought, I invited my homegirls that night too. My
People thought it
homegirl
was a bomb in there or
drunk.
some shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's her name? Came up to me behind the bar.
Somebody blew up the bathroom.
And she's over grandma. I'm like, yeah. She's like, the bathroom blew up. The bathroom blew up. I'm like, say no more. I grabbed my purse and my gun. I ran out the building so quick. Like, what I gotta do?
Oh my God.
I was so prepared. But then when I saw the car halfway in the building, my mouth dropped. Like, I was like, what? Like, what?
I heard about that. Yeah. So
I was done.
KB was telling me about that when we was driving down there and spontaneous something there. But yeah, I think this nigga even showed me a picture, yo. That
That
nutty
shit was crazy
as fuck.
And did they tell you the people that was driving the car?
They were like mad or something. They were like
No.
arguing with somebody. They got out and ran.
Ran.
Yeah.
That's
and
an
left the car.
understatement. They walked away, like casually. They just casually just strolled on by like nothing happened. Into the bushes, the bushes, like just nothing happened.
Wow.
They opened the trunk, grabbed their guns,
Yeah.
and walked away. Like everyone was just looking at them, like, and
They're
I'm
like,
looking at security,
How does they
like,
got an AK, yo?
yes, like literally, like it was. They just walked away.
That was the one thing with 4800s, like, they had some loony dudes in there, yo. Loony dudes, loony niggas.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah. There was this one promoter.
Mm.
I can't remember his name, but you know who I'm talking about. He was a promoter. He promoted one party there, and he had me DJ for him.
See, Mungo say facts too.
Huh?
Mungo say
Yeah.
facts. Do you saying loony ass dudes?
Yo, this nigga didn't pay me and then had a problem with KB. And it was also like making threats with his gun and shit. And then apparently this nigga got like shot like a week later.
Are you talking about? I know who the fuck you talking about.
I can't remember the nigga name. I can't remember the name.
That nigga stole my Rolex. I know you're talking about.
Nigga was so annoying, yo.
Oh my God.
I can't remember his name. But
What's his name?
Don't even say his name. Fuck that nigga, yo. Don't even say his name. For real. That
I'm
nigga
so mad I
wild
can't
out
remember
though.
his name.
It don't matter. It's good we don't remember his name because that nigga was bugging. But yeah, he got
Yeah,
shot.
he was
He got shot
there.
like a week or so later.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was paralyzed for like 5 months. He was paralyzed for like 5, 6 months.
Damn.
And right, I remember that dude too. This is a crazy ass story, right? So I remember my ex, my crazy ex, was cool with him, and we were literally at Firehouse before it was Rose Bar. We were at Firehouse.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a date,
Mm-hmm.
and my ex, he was my ex at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're out. He sees me out. I'm still trying to remember his name while I'm telling the story. So he sees me out. He calls I could tell he calls my ex out of nowhere, like, pull the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happened for a reason. It was dumb as shit, but them niggas pulled up. He robs the dude I'm with, he robs his car.
Mm-hmm.
My stuff is still in the car,
Mm-hmm.
but his guns are going, like, it was crazy. He robbed his guns. And then after that, I remember something happened. Me and him had some type of, it was like a promotion type of night.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, my watch is gone.
Wow.
And that was when 2 months
It's
go
gone
by.
off your wrist?
No.
Oh, okay. You had it off.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Long story on that.
Well,
I'm not explaining that part.
explain to me later. But that was crazy.
I was still mad about it.
Yeah.
That was my first Rolex.
Yeah, that nigga's bugging you.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so interesting times at 4800, man. But yeah, they're closed now.
Why did
Vito's
someone
opening
try
a new
and tell
spot.
me that they were gonna try and open back up? I'm like, who?
They probably will.
Told you that?
Well, I'll say it. KB asked me. Well, he ain't asked me, but he told me he might try to. He checked into it, see if he was going to get the lease, but I don't think he's interested in that. Yeah. I don't think he's interested in that. I mean, I don't think it makes sense for him anyway. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people should even keep trying to.
It doesn't make any sense. Y'all just there's nothing in the building now. Like what? That doesn't make any sense.
Nothing now.
There's nothing now. Like doesn't make any sense.
Word. Shout out to that couch you're sitting on though. Hey, that couch.
Fuck you.
That couch.
I wanted this couch.
Yeah. Yeah, we got that from 4800. Shout out to my nigga KB for letting me come through there and swipe that when that was closed. But yeah, we definitely came up on that couch. There's a couple things, but yeah, definitely. I got some speakers downstairs too, but you know what's crazy? So these niggas, I was like,
I'm still mad at y'all for not telling me when y'all were gonna do that shit because I wanted some stuff from there.
They should have hit you up, man. You gotta be in the circle.
I wanted that turquoise couch.
Those
were some not.
He got one. KB got one.
I bet the fuck he did.
And Vito got the other gray set. So,
Y'all
but
shit.
yeah, I came through there, got that, and then I got the speakers too. So I got 2 speakers, but funny enough, because some of them was busted. I picked both of the ones I picked was busted. Yeah, they don't work. Like they work, but they don't work right. So I don't know. I asked my homie about it, about trying to get it fixed, but he said it's better off to just like get some new ones and all that. So
I think it is because speakers aren't really that easy to just fix. It's kind of expensive.
Right. So you left 4800.
Right.
Did you go to Sticks and Beans right after that? Because you're at Sticks and Beans now, but where else have you been?
After 48, I think I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Went straight to Sticks and Beans?
I went there. Mm-hmm. But I was still working. I mean, I worked outside of that, so I was still working. But then, as far as the bar, I went straight to Sticks and Beans. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because that was in August, September-ish. And yeah, that was last year. That was last year around August, September.
Mm-hmm. What other work were you doing outside the bar?
So I used to manage an event venue around that time. And also around that time was when I was going through a hardship. That was when my mom died. Oh. So I wasn't actually, I wasn't working. I wasn't working around that time because 4800 closed. I was managing. Mm-hmm. And then I went straight to Sticks and Beans.
The Lux
District.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I was managing there,
wait, weren't you at? Didn't you go to Exhale too? You wasn't at Exhale?
Oh yeah, it was Excel.
That's right, because I
Yeah,
remember
forgot
you were
about
promoting that too.
But I wasn't like really working there. I was just promoting there.
Oh, okay.
I was just helping
Yeah,
back
you
out.
plugged,
But
Jelena. Plugged.
yeah, I forgot. You know.
So, you're managing. Condolences to your mom, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. But yeah, like it was a lot at the time. So I just and I guess just in like the nightlife and our line of work, everyone was just coming for me for different things and everything all at once. And as much as I wanted to kind of still contribute to everyone's needs, I finally decided to just give myself a break and just I need a break from the world for a second. So so after that I went back to work. When I finally went back to work was when I went to Sticks and Beans. So I think I took like probably like a month or so off fully and went to Sticks and Beans.
Word.
Yeah.
So, how's it like? What's it like working there, especially at a cigar joint?
It's nice. I
'Cause
love it.
Do they still smoke in there, or they got like a little separate? You got to go
No.
outside on the patio now, right?
Yeah, gotta go outside. Now it was a lot better when you were able to smoke inside, of course. I still make good money over there, so I don't really mind. But
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people. Well, a lot of the workers they aren't making as much. Probably, I don't know. But
Why is
I
that?
mean, well, I mean, just because you can't smoke inside, so the clientele is
yeah.
different. You know,
Slow down a little bit.
I mean, yeah, just a little bit. It's still good. On certain days. Of course, you gotta pick and choose some of your days. That's the same with anything. That was actually the same when I was saying when I was a dancer. You gotta pick and choose with your days and your hours to know when the peaks are, when it's a good time to work and good time not to work.
So, what days do you work? Like, what's the best days for you over there?
Weekends.
Weekends.
That's
You don't fuck with the weekdays over there. It's not. It's not. It's not popping like that.
No.
It's not moving like
I
that.
work during the week. I work in the morning, and when I do that, I have my set schedule. So I'd
Yeah.
rather just not. Yeah, I'm spoiled on my days off.
This is something else. It's not the event management thing.
No.
Right.
This is what I was telling you before when we have first ran into each other again. About me, I just became an investor. I just started heavy investing in March.
That's right. We did talk about that.
Right. And I actually finally got my developer to help with your app.
Nice.
That I was going to talk to you about whenever we got to this topic. We just now got to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for folks who are listening, I mean, this podcast is a lot of things, right? It's focused on nightlife. It's infotainment, right? We want to be funny, we want to talk about cool shit, but we also want to like learn, right? And ultimately, it always comes down to business, like how can we win and make money, right? Because this environment is so competitive. Hence the name, Go Win Out. It's all about winning, right? So for me, yes, I'm a bartender, I DJ, but the people who really know me, if you really get to understand me, you'll know that I'm a businessman first, right? I've always been an entrepreneur, and actually, when I
you have
true,
sure.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
There's so many hustles and everything that I try to do, but it always comes down to being a businessman and being an entrepreneur. Because believe it or not, that was the very first thing I did when I was in high school in New Jersey. And
you were in high school in Jersey?
Yeah.
How long you been here?
Here, 8 years.
Oh.
I'm older than you, so
I know.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Don't
do that.
No, I've been in this house 8.5 years.
Okay.
So I bought this.
Right.
I bought this house in 2016. I went to high school. I graduated high school in 2008. So my senior year, actually, I had a street team. It was called GME, Get Money Entertainment. Shout out to my GME family, if you ever watch this, right? I was actually supposed to have a birthday party for my 17th birthday in my basement. And literally the night of the party, my grandfather made me cancel. being some asshole shit, whatever. I mean, I love you, grandpa. But anyway, at the same time, right? Kind of like made me cancel it. So to kind of make up for it, my grandma kind of like was like, okay, I'll help you like get a venue, this and that.
Mm.
But and it's so funny because when you said earlier, like when you started like going out and stuff like that, I was the same way. Yo, I was fast as hell growing up, yo.
Right.
I was going out like to parties as early as 14 years old, 15 years old. I mean, there were high school parties, but there were some college parties that I was able to get into. Like I made it into, but I wasn't like in like no real grown people clubs, like 21
Right.
and up. I wasn't. Maybe once or twice I did that, but like not every so often. But me and my friends always went out, and we always wanted to start our own street team. That's what they call it. Like back at home, they just call it street teams, but it's essentially just a promotion company.
Mm.
So after that, my very first party I threw to sort of like make up for my first birthday. My birthday's in October 11th. Every year in New Jersey, they have something. Well, you know, the teachers convention. Well, you went to
Right.
high school down here, though, right?
I did, but
Okay.
I mean, I've heard of it though.
All right. So teachers convention in New Jersey is in November every year, the first weekend in November. So that Thursday through the rest of the weekend, all the teachers go to Atlantic City. It's just like a big ass party. It's just like a major convention. Everybody goes there, parties, have a good time.
Mm.
But there's no school Thursday and Friday. So my very first party we had on a Wednesday night. Wednesday night. We called it Wildin' Out Wednesdays. If I could find, I got some photos downstairs. I'll show you downstairs, actually, in my office on my wall, of some of my parties.
Mm.
But that was my very first party, right?
Okay.
And that was my foray, not only into like nightlife, but really into business and entrepreneurship, because me and my friends, I was only 17 at the time, we formed an LLC around it. So we actually formed an LLC. It was the three of us. We did everything. We made our own flyers, got them printed. We designed our own tickets, passed them out, sold them in school. Back then it was easy because I was in school, right?
Right.
But this is like before like the real emergence of social media. Back then,
Right.
we had MySpace and Facebook was in its, well, it wasn't in its first year, but it was in its first year of like being introduced to the rest of the world. Because at first you can only be in college to get on Facebook. But they released it to everybody my senior year. They kind of released it to the public, right? So we kind of would post on Facebook, but that wasn't really an effective way to promote because it was still so like in a nascent stage. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I talked about this in my first episode with my homie Fat and Hat, because we're the same age. He's kind of been promoting just as long, or at least as early as I was. But back then, it was very much hand to hand. So we actually printed flyers and we would pass them out and actually sell tickets. And I did that my senior year in high school. And my first 2 years of college, shout out to my Hit Squad family. I'm going to get them on too. I did that in Atlanta.
Okay.
So my first 2 years of college in Atlanta, I also promoted. And Atlanta is big leagues. Like New Jersey's cool. You know, it's like whatever. It's a lot of team parties, kind of like hometown shit.
Right.
But Atlanta's like big leagues. Talking about like big clubs, booking artists. And I was in college too at Clark Atlanta. So yeah, I promoting was the first thing I ever did, and I kind of just got into bartending later out of circumstance.
So wait, so did you DJ before or after you started bartending?
So I started DJing after bartending, but I started DJing the same year. Well, the year before I started working at 4800. So 4800 opened in, was it like January, I think? Or it was like early 2022.
Okay.
That was where they opened. I started DJing just a year before that.
You're not a bad DJ, for real.
Thank you.
I was
Appreciate
actually
that.
considering DJing at one point
Really?
before I started bartending.
You can still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That equipment's expensive.
But
I could do it now though.
I'm actually so glad you asked, right? Because here's the thing that I say to some people. I don't really tell to everybody, but this is probably the first time I'll say it on this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to DJ. I never wanted to bartend.
Okay.
Right. So I wanted to DJ when I was promoting. So remember I told you I started promoting in high school.
Right.
I wanted to DJ then, right? So my senior year, that year, as I was promoting, like the summer before I graduated, I worked before I went to college. I used to caddy during the summers, right?
Okay.
Shout out to Essex County Country Club. We love y'all. They actually gave me a scholarship in college. But
that's what's up.
yeah, that's actually how I got my professional start. I actually caddied for a guy who gave me an internship at an asset management firm that led me to my professional career now.
Right.
But those summers I was going there and caddying, and fuck, I kind of lost my train of thought. What was we talking about? Like, where was I going with it?
You had a scholarship and you had a caddy
Right.
scholarship.
And
you're talking about your summer. You just said.
Oh yeah. So that summer, I used to caddy there, right?
Right.
And like it was great money, whatever. But that's kind of like how I got my professional start. But prior to that, oh, that's right. All right. So yeah, the DJing part, right? So every summer I would caddy, but that's like how I made most of my money.
Okay.
So I saved up like $2,000, right? The summer before I went to college, because I did it junior year. I caddied the summertime before senior year. I caddied summertime after senior, like before college, and the summertime after freshman year. But I saved up like $2,000. Now for like a 17-year-old, that's a lot of fucking money. In 2008, right?
Right.
And I ordered all of this equipment off of a phony website.
What for you to?
For my DJ equipment.
Right.
Right? Because I wanted to DJ it in. So I was like making plans. I downloaded Virtual DJ, which is like one of the programs out there. So there's like Serato, Record Box. Serato is the main one that most people use. Record Box, you know, because you was looking into it. And then Virtual DJ. I had Virtual DJ, bought myself a laptop. I was kind of practicing, just like trying to figure out how to use the software.
Right.
And then I ordered all this equipment off of a fake and fraudulent website, and I lost all my money. And then I went to school, and I kind of just like forgot about it, right? So I went down there and promoted. I still always want to do it, but I kind of like never like really took it seriously. I just kept promoting, did that down there, and then like when I got into school, I kind of like got into the whole business shit, which is like why I stopped promoting even still.
But is it something you still want to do now? Because I remember you told me with your situation you had that you still wanted to do it. You just didn't really. Well,
like to my DJing?
Yeah, but you didn't have that support system. If it made sense.
Yeah. So I still do it. I mean, I DJ just like the other week. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before last, I DJ'd at Explicit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still DJ.
That's what's up.
You know, just not as much as I like to, but
right.
So the reason I slowed down, well, first to finish your first question, I always wanted to DJ though. I got into bartending out of circumstance later when I was grown. So like, I promoted senior year and the first 2 years of college. And then after that, I kind of like got serious because like, you know, I started getting into like internships, like the career work I do now for my day job. I started doing that stuff, right? I traveled overseas. I started studying abroad. I was just like, my eyes opened up to like the wider world, right?
Right.
I still want to come back to nightlife, which is why I'm like building this community, starting this podcast, doing some of these other things.
It's a great idea.
But I had to go out into the world and like do other business in the world to kind of get grounded in like entrepreneur, like managerial business, all that shit.
Right.
So
I had a question.
Go ahead.
Do you mind if we take a break so I can take
go ahead, for sure. All right, folks, back from the bathroom break. Also had to handle a couple technical things on the side. But yeah, man, as we wrap up, we were starting to talk about some of the investor stuff that you're getting into and some other things. Like I was talking about, you know, some of my entrepreneurial stuff, but I definitely want to talk about some of these other endeavors, because we came a long way, right? Like this show, it's about working in the industry, but it's about the people in the industry, right? And one thing
Yes.
about this line of work for a lot of people is just a stepping stone to get to something else, right?
Mm.
And for a lot of us, it should be just that, right? The thing is, you have to be smart with your money and you have to make smart decisions about, you know, how you go forward from here. So a lot of people, they work, they bartend on the side to do this and that to, maybe pay for school, maybe start a business, or maybe like, just do something in the meantime to get on their feet, which is how I got into bartending. I got into it really just out of a bad situation when I wasn't working and I kind of had to do it
Mm-hmm.
out of desperation. So, but you were saying you're getting into some of these investor deals.
Mm.
So tell us a little bit about that and what you got going on there.
So, I always like to invest my money in things that I know for a fact is gonna actually, I guess, work out. My biggest investment I made was this year, and that was from an app that I told you about that is specifically meant for churches. That a friend of mine actually brought to my attention, and I'm glad that he did it because him telling me about it and him showing me his plan and him showing me where he is in the process of making his app, I knew for a fact that it was going to go good. That it still is. It's going to be released June 15th, and I'm very excited for that. And another friend of mine is releasing an app that reminds me a little bit like Stylesy, but is made specifically for barbers. It has the attraction for barbers and
Stylesy, nice.
Right. But I know that's gonna go well too. But my point is, I would have never been able to really start investing in big things if I didn't know the right people. And there are other things and other stores too that people that I know have been wanting to bring me into it, and just other things too that I guess people that I know for a fact is going to go the way that it is with the way that it is. Show me how they've been doing even last year,
Right.
or how they've been doing the beginning of this year to now. But this is really my first time actually. That's why I'm kind of a beginner investor, but I still have been doing fairly well with doing so. So that's where the majority of my money honestly comes from. Outside of, I guess, bartending, but bartending is just my weekend type of deal, as opposed from doing it every day. Because I used to work every day bartending. Every day.
You worked more than anybody.
Every day, every day, for like 12 to 14 hours every day.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Going hard.
Going hard, yeah. But I would have never been able to be where I am today if I never got to do so. And even then, I was doing way more dancing than I was bartending. I feel like I was still doing, well, I wasn't doing nearly as long as I was bartending. I was still on my feet for hours in heels, but I was probably making more. But even where I am now, I might have struggled a little bit more, but it's all worth it now. It's way worth it. The end goal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, are you just investing in projects, individual projects, or are you doing financial assets and stuff like that too? Like stocks and bonds or stuff like that, or just in businesses, startups?
So business startups are including in apps and also franchises. I just recently got into franchises.
Franchises?
Yeah, franchises.
What kind of franchise are you looking at?
Like stores, for example, as far as think of this is just random off the top of my head, like Moe's, like a Salsaritas,
yes,
Smoothie Kings.
Very good. Smoothie King, yeah.
Now, it wasn't necessarily the first thing I thought about, but a friend of mine had brought it to my attention, and they told me about it, and they told me that they wanted a partnership in it, someone that they know they could trust, and someone that they know that can actually do it with them. And I was like, Okay, well, as long as I see the numbers and I see that they're right, and if they speak along the lines of where I would assume that they would be at within the next year or two, then yeah, I mean, as long as it's worth it, then
I think the number one franchise is Subway though.
ooh.
If you're into like food service stuff,
Now,
maybe, you know.
absolutely, but that I mean, I just went along what was given to me, like what was
Mhm.
spoken to me, just off the rip. But
Mhm.
Subway, yeah, Subway probably for sure.
Mhm.
But I guess would depend on which one. No,
Okay. Yeah. I
depend
mean,
on where.
definitely location would
Yeah.
matter. You know what I think you would do really well in though? Like a
Mm.
franchise? Especially like since you went to the esthetician route?
Mm.
Waxing.
Oh yeah, waxing for sure.
European Wax Center.
Now,
That's a franchise.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Only
Sure,
reason
yeah.
I know that is because I did sales. I did a sales job for like 7 to 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I tried to sell the European Wax Center at one point, something. But yeah, they're a franchise for sure.
Yeah, waxing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing too, I know for sure, also nail salons. But like I wanted to, cause the Trap Beauty Bar in
Mhm.
university, that was one goal of mine, and I wanted to
I've
get.
heard of that. I don't really know much about it though.
So it's almost like a one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can get your hair done, your nails done.
Makeup done.
I believe they do makeup, yeah, for sure. Toes, waxing, they do waxing too.
You ever do makeup, like for money?
No, I've been asked that so many times.
Cause you do your own makeup.
Yeah, but I keep saying I am. I just haven't started yet. And I actually even promised my mom that I would. And I still haven't. Like, I will, though. I will by
Do
the
you
end of this year,
know,
hopefully.
like, cause I feel like there are some places where like the girls like maybe at like a strip club or like a bar or maybe not a bar but like a club like a nightclub where girls in there might like need their makeup done. I know a lot of people could do their own shit.
We used to have a
But,
makeup artist at Onyx.
Really? That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
like literally just in the locker room, the fitting room.
How do you get plugged to do something like that though? For our folks that are watching who are makeup artists, actually no one. She knows who she is. But if you're a makeup artist and you're trying to get plugged in like a club or something like that,
Right.
how do you approach?
I would assume with confidence. I would assume like just
but
talking to like
is there a person? Is it like the club manager, or is it like just any one of the girls could bring you in? Like how easy is it to get in?
I would say as far as like a strip club, I would say talk to management and talk to our house mom. Like I don't know if it would
House
be
mom?
like
What is that?
house mom. Like
I don't. For folks who don't know, what does that mean? So it's like a madam in a strip club, kind of.
well, in a strip club is kind of the mother of it all. That's why they call it the house mom. They kind of oversee all the dancers. Like she'll have.
It's like an employee of the club.
In a way, but like, okay, so this is how it would go. Like in the strip club, there's the fitting room. There's a fitting room with mirrors. At Onyx, there was a shower. There's mirrors, lockers, whatever. And the house mom would have her own office in that area. Her office included outfits, razors, lashes, snacks, beverages, fans, mirror, like like
Had to shave in case you had to. Hey.
Yeah, in case you had to. Yeah. Soap.
Soap.
Washcloths, towels.
Oh my God.
Like,
are you fucking kidding me? Who's not coming there with their ass washed already?
You do know. So at Onyx, right? And I'm not gonna point out no names, but at Onyx, if you got pointed out, like if you're dancing in a section and you got pointed out for your smell, you're forced to go in the back and bathe, and if you don't, you get sent home.
What?
And a lot of women don't know that because they haven't been through it. I've never been through it, but I remember I'll never forget this one girl.
Wow.
It happened to her twice, 2 days in a row.
What?
Where she had like an odor, And
That's gotta be embarrassing.
Yes, I guarantee it was. And
Because when it happens, everybody must know.
yes.
Everybody has to know.
Because someone
Why is she going to the back? Why is she going
someone
to the
told
back?
me that wasn't even in the section. So someone must have told her for her to tell me. Like, I know that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing as fuck.
Wow.
Yep.
Wait, so where the fuck you washing up at in there? Not in the sink.
There's a shower.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
okay.
honestly, a shower.
Okay, they gotta have it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
A strip club,
yeah.
that makes sense. You gotta have a shower, right?
Not every strip club has a shower though. But honestly, has a shower.
Very nice.
Like, I don't know of any other
Damn, is it clean? The shower clean? I don't want to put Onyx on blast, but
they cleaned it.
Okay, cool.
I think.
Anyway, I don't know.
I never used it.
Seems pretty public to me.
It was extremely public. I only seen a few girls that actually like
had to do it
faithfully use the shower.
Oh, some girls just Some girls just wash up anyway, just volunteer.
Yeah, I mean
that makes sense.
There'll be women that, yeah, absolutely. But I would, I make sure to shower as soon as I left because I used to live in Fort Mill.
Right.
It was like barely 7 minutes from Onyx,
mm-hmm.
So I would just, shower before I went. Like I'm good on that.
Damn.
Yeah. And if I needed to, I would like maybe take a bird bath. But I'm not stepping my foot in that remind me of a shower like in jail. Like
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm not doing that.
Word.
Yeah. Sorry.
I feel that. Word. Well.
Word.
I think that's it, man. I know you got to go pretty soon. Thanks so much, Jelena, for coming through. Yeah. We talked about a lot. I don't know, maybe, we'll probably come back on again and talk about some shit. I feel like I should have you back on with like some other folks too, we're going to catch a vibe one day. When this shit takes off, I'm definitely have you on. We're going to talk about some more shit, but
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. All right, everybody. Big round of applause to my guest, Jelena, coming through. Official third episode of the Gone Out podcast. Tell our guests one more time where they can find you on your social media.
So follow me on Instagram at Lina Rose. Mm-hmm. Lina Rose.
Okay.
2 E's, Rose as in ROSAE. And you should find the other links to, I guess, my other businesses on there at some point.
Yeah. We'll put those in the description, too.
Yeah, do that. I, unfortunately, don't share my businesses on my personal page.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I post on my story.
Nice.
But, yeah, I don't share the links on there. I will. I should.
Okay.
I should eventually.
Hey, one thing I didn't get to ask, but I know you got to go.
Okay.
Well, maybe next episode, but you do a little spoken word, too. I've been seeing that on your Instagram. Yeah.
To share it on here?
You don't got to now. I was gonna ask you if you want to do a little rendition, but we can save it for next time.
It depends. Okay. It depends on which one I would share. I only have quite a few like memorized in my brain up here in my temple.
Well, it's up to you. If you want to, you can. Otherwise, I have a reason to bring you back.
I mean, I already have a reason to come back.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what that is, but you can tell me afterwards. But yeah.
No, I mean, I'm saying we still got a lot to talk about,
For sure. Yeah. Yes, on that end. Yes, of course. I knew that part. That was obvious, yeah.
He wants me to share this spoken word so bad.
All right, folks. Well.
The only thing is with my spoken word, I speak to the heart. I speak through the soul. So.
Oh, I done seen it.
Right.
I done heard some of it. It's very beautiful. I like it, so.
Thank you.
But
yeah, tell me which one your favorite one is. I might recite it to you.
Okay.
In person. Eventually.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming through again. Mm. I know it's a lot of work getting here, but again, appreciate you.
It really wasn't. It wasn't as far as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I thought you lived in Africa.
Yeah, I'm a little bit out here, so I'm not in Charlotte for folks watching. I live in Gastonia. It's about 30 minutes from uptown.
He lives in Haiti.
Yeah, it's a little bit out in West Bummerfuck, but yeah, man. But hey, this is where the studio's at. Eventually, I will be in the city. You know what I'm saying? Make it a little bit more convenient, but at the same time, this is a good foundation, though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure, man. But well, Jelena, I appreciate you coming through again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Wonderful conversation, yo. Again, Follow us, like and subscribe. Follow Jelena on her page. And definitely tune in next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Peace.